At America's biggest port, firefighters just got the keys to brand new, state-of-the-art, $50 million fireboats.
It's the future. This is like a space shuttle on the water. Biggest, baddest, newest fireboat in the world.
2 ships, 20 cannons, over 300,000 liters of water a minute.
For just brute power, I don't think that anybody can touch us.
They can battle big blazes 20 stories high from 6 ships away.
That thing could literally take a cargo van on the dock and just blow it across the dock like it wasn't even there.
Don't let its name fool you. For 15 years, Fireboat 2's been second to none in the world of fireboats.
When this boat was put in service, it was considered the most sophisticated fireboat in the world at the time, back in 2002.
This one was built to accommodate the size of the port and all the potential hazards and the future growing of the port.
Officially named Warner L. Lawrence, after a retired fire captain with 40 years of service. This vessel is over 30 meters long, equipped with 8 water cannons, which combined can shoot 144,000 liters per minute. Water cannons arcing through the air. Fireboat 2's aquatic display rivals the show at a Las Vegas casino. Here's how it works. The same engines that power the boat suck salt water up from the ocean below. Grates at the bottom of the boat screen out seaweed and other debris. The engines draw the water through a maze of pipes and channels, controlled and coordinated from a switchboard on the bridge, then blasted out through the cannons.
This is the bow monitor. It's 11,000 GPM, approximately 500-foot reach.
Firefighters affectionately named the cannons monitors. That's a tip of the helmet to the USS Monitor, an ironclad sea tank. This OG Mega Marine machine helped the Yankees win the Civil War. And today's water cannons bear its name as a callback to the USS Monitor's artillery.
That thing could literally take a cargo van on the dock and just blow it across the dock like it wasn't even there.
But a fireboat needs more than just explosive water pressure. Deckmate Sean Corby flexes the bulging bicep of Fireboat 2, its telescopic hydraulic crane.
It's a 3-section crane. It could do about 30,000-pound boom up. We have a winch on there as well. We could winch 2,000 pounds with it. It goes about 61 feet off the water level with the rescue basket in there. We could use this from doing anything from getting onto a cruise ship vessel onto the deck, to dropping our skiff in the water, to picking up a boat or like a sailboat, maybe a mast or something that's in the water. Also putting down our litter basket to pull someone out of the water. So we have a lot of different functions we could use with this crane.
The guts behind the glory are below deck.
This is the heart and soul of Boat 2 and where it gets all its power. This is the engine room.
Engineer Lewis Smith maintains 2 V12 engines, harnessing 1,800 horsepower to speed the fireboat to any inferno. 2 separate 8-cylinder diesel engines power the pumps behind the fireboat's water cannons.
These pumps are single-stage centrifugal pumps, which are always primed because right now, Boat 2, we're about chest level underwater. So these pumps always have water in them, so there's no need to prime them. As soon as they start spinning, they start pumping. And they pump through the variety of different plumbing piping that you see up above our head here. There's enough water that fills these pipes that when all the plumbing is filled with water, the boat actually sinks about 1 foot.
For 15 years, this has been the gold standard for fireboats around the world. And when it's not fighting fires, it's here. Los Angeles Fire Department's Station 112 is a perfect marriage of form and function, housing 2 fire trucks, sleeping quarters, kitchen, machine shop, and a hangar for this mega marine machine.
This area here is known as a bull ring, we call it. This is where we do a lot of the maintenance work for the boat. But this dome structure, it's like a giant Quonset hut, keeps a lot of the sun and weather off the boat.
Like a beach umbrella, a protective dome shields this beauty from the sun's ultraviolet rays and the corrosive salt of the seaside air. Station 112 and Fireboat 2 set a worldwide fireboat benchmark. And next, Long Beach needs to pump up to mega marine size.
We needed to move forward with the state-of-the-art fireboats.
Coming soon to Long Beach, California, part fireboat, part counterterrorism unit, 33 meters long, 295 gross tons each, 2 fully loaded mega marine machines. The story of fireboats is a story of American innovation and the technology of the times. A state-of-the-art fireboat costs over $25 million. It's a major investment. They can't just serve today's needs. They've got to be designed to fight tomorrow's battles.
The lifespan of these boats, we're looking at using them at least for the next 50 years. So the components and the design of this boat is such that it will bring us into the future.
Protector's arrival marks the beginning of a new era of protection at the Port of Long Beach.
But certainly it was a big day when the first of the 2 fireboats, Protector, arrived at the port, and then the second boat follows about a year later.
Until then, if anything blows up or burns down, Protector is on its own. Building Protector and Vigilance cost a cool $50 million. But with that kind of sticker price, Captain Anthony De Silva gets more options than power windows and air conditioning.
So up here on the bridge, we have our power. So we were plugged into the shore. We're now on our own generators. This is our power panel. We have a supply room fan that keeps the engine rooms cool. Here are our displays for our engines. That takes us to the pilot station. Here are the throttle and rudder. Here are navigation aids, radios. Here's the controls for our camera systems. Here's our onboard communication systems. And these are our pump panels. This is how we control the flow of water. Here's our bank of radios. This is how we coordinate resources from other agencies. This room is like no other on the planet. We can control an entire branch of an incident on the water.
The fire department demanded this mega marine machine tricked out from stem to stern. There's a duplicate set of controls on each end of the wheelhouse, so it can be driven forward or backwards.
So this really is a state-of-the-art vessel. This is like a space shuttle on the water.
All backed up by good old American horsepower. Protector has 6 times as many ponies under the hood as a brand new Ferrari, and 3 times the horsepower of the boats it's replacing. With Protector's hazmat system, paramedic Chong Kim is ready for anything.
The threats that we face in the U.S. now, and this is a highly targeted area, a dirty bomb that goes off, or any kind of nuclear fallout, or biological fallout. We need to have a decontamination area. We would self-scrub with salt water here and a hot shower here, fresh water, and basically that's to just get the solid particles off. And right here, you got most of the big stuff off, the solid stuff off, and this is more of a vapor area. You want to get all that off, and any secondary things that's still on you off.
These ships have to be ready for anything, including chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. A smorgasbord of deadly perils the crew calls Seaburn for short. Some of the hazardous materials travel through the air, threatening to suffocate the firefighters battling on the front lines.
You're bringing in air from the outside, you're filtering it through military-specified filters that filter out the chemicals, the radiation, all the nasty stuff.
In reality, the fireboat right now has the cleanest air on it in the entire Port of Long Beach. Now we have these socks here which continue to take out a lot of the gross particulate matter, but that's not the heart of the CBurn filter. It's these filters right here, which are basically a series of 3 HEPA filters that take out chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear contaminants.
In the event of a total disaster, the Protector can turn into a floating, airtight bomb shelter. They call this fortress within the fireboat the Citadel.
The Citadel is essentially a pressurized accommodations area, so that any air leaks and whatnot are going out rather than coming in. So when, in order to maintain that, you have to go through the airlocks to get in and out.
When we want to go into protected mode, we go to CBurn Overview, and all I have to do is press a button, put the system into protected mode. In the event that there was a plume of bad stuff that the fireboat was entering into, say it be products of combustion from a fire that we were fighting, or a dirty bomb, or hazardous materials leaking from a container, and we put it into CBurn mode, the crew on board would be completely protected. So right now, we're in CBurn protected mode, so we're encountering about 2 inches of water gauge of pressure throughout the Citadel. So there actually is air pressure pushing against this door, keeping any contaminants that may be leaking in from this gasket seal. Now watch what happens when I open this door. It's gonna be a rush of air pulling out.
With so much happening out on these waters, accidents are gonna happen, and people could be killed. Luckily for the unlucky, Protector's an ambulance on the water, too.
This is the EMS room, multi-purpose room. We call that because it's also the galley, meaning this is where we cook our food.
Here, these firefighters serve up CPR for supper and neck braces for brunch.
Have this EMS table right here to treat patients or treat each other if we get hurt or get contaminated. And in these cabinets, we have all our equipment, EKG monitors, our trauma kits, our AEDs, MCI kits, all the things that is necessary for a small or a big incident.
As the war fire of 2014 proved, disaster's always just a spark away.
If we had these vessels then, this fire would have been out in a third of the time.
The Port of Long Beach has been waiting nearly a year for the second state-of-the-art fireboat that will complete its fleet.
It was a long time coming. There was a lot of anticipation.
Now this is what you call a hero's welcome. Vigilance has arrived. Now, Long Beach boasts more floating firefighting power than any port on the planet.
Vigilance is the biggest, baddest, newest fireboat in the world. Along with its sister ship, Protector, we are the most capable fireboats in the world. For just brute power, pumping capacity, etc., I don't think that anybody can touch us. Vigilance is a very technical ship. It is so much more technical, so much more advanced, so much more of everything than our old fireboats. It takes a real commitment to utilize them to their potential.
With both boats here, it's time to go to work. Protector and Vigilance, true mega marine machines. The most powerful, most maneuverable, most technologically advanced fireboats on the planet. They're ready to extinguish any threat. And they can even spot problems before they become catastrophes, thanks to technology like the forward-looking infrared system, nicknamed FLIR. It's a window into potential disaster on the other side of a 4-foot-thick metal wall.
If this vessel had a fire somewhere on the interior, I could actually look and see the hot spots with this camera to aid in where we direct our firefighting streams. Where it really benefits us is at nighttime, we're looking for victims in the water, or even on another vessel.
Protector is heading out to sea to test its state-of-the-art fire suppression system. If one of the massive oil tankers at the port catches fire, this is the #1 defense.
We've come out here so we can actually test our foam system.
Firefighters on land have been using foam to fight oil and gas fires for decades. Here's how it works. The foam cools the fire and coats the fuel, smothering the blaze. Spraying flaming oil with water only spreads it around. It's the same reason you cover a grease fire in your kitchen with a tea towel. Since 1902, scientists have been cooking up different fire foams using harmful chemicals, an environmental disaster. Now, aboard Protector, they've got a newly developed, eco-friendly, biodegradable foam. It's a tryout that'll send heaps of white foam into the water, so they need permission from the Coast Guard to do it.
Just in the event they get calls from people concerned about it. Sector LA, Fireboat 20.
Fireboat 20, Sector LA.
It'll be about 5,000 gallons of finished foam, probably a blanket of less than an eighth of a mile, square mile.
Just everything's good on our side. Proceed with your training.
Okay, thank you very much. Foam is one of the #1 things you bring to the game. When you have a big fire, you got to bring some foam with you. If we can make the most foam, pretty much any fireboat in the world. We can make 12,000 gallons of finished foam for 86 minutes straight. There's not many firefighting apparatus anywhere that are capable of doing that. And that's partly due to the fact that we can carry up to 4,200 gallons of the concentrate, and it's such a low percentage of injection, 0.4%. That's how we're able to achieve that type of finished foam making. We'd like to do it once a month, just to work all of the equipment, make sure things aren't coagulating in the foam lines and stuff like that. We also want to confirm that our system works. We would hate to go to a fire, be asked to dispense foam, and have something in our system not allow us to do that. So the more frequently we can do it, the better off everybody's going to be.
We live in the big ship era. Big boats, like these container vessels, will keep getting bigger. And port traffic isn't slowing down. Together, Protector and Vigilance will be ready for any disaster that strikes America's port, fighting fires with the most powerful water cannons the world's ever seen.
It can fire approximately 600 feet, or roughly 2 football fields. These two are the 2 smallest fire monitors that we have on our boat, each capable of 1,500 gallons of water per minute. These 3 are pretty much all identical. They're capable of 4,000 gallons of water per minute. These are our underwharf monitors. Each one's capable of 2,000 gallons of water per minute. We would utilize these monitors if we had a wharf or a pier fire where we needed to flow water to extinguish the fire from down below.
The monitors aren't just for putting out fires. The crew can deflect the flow to create a liquid force field, cocooning the fireboat, allowing Protector to travel through literal walls of flame. Now that's power. Protector and Vigilance are the 2 newest weapons in the fight to combat disaster in America's port. But someday, even they will be outdated. The port must always look to the future, a future including robot fireboats.
The future is upon us. We're looking at cars that drive themselves. We're looking at, a lot of remotely autonomous things.
We have developed already a remote operated fireboat design. The idea behind these boats is that they can go into places where you wouldn't normally want to go with a fully crewed fireboat.
When everything's gone to hell, when it's out of control and wildly unpredictable, that's when you send in the robots, just like the bomb squad.
firefighter would be in a command module and could be controlling multiple remotely operated vehicles, all fighting a fire in concert. You might also have an aerial view from a drone or something like that.
It's the future. I mean, it's the future. And like any of the autonomous things that are happening, I don't think that artificial intelligence will ever match ours. So I think that will probably be the part that we'll see will be the hard part to accomplish.